Previously, in the anime, Lloyd meets his fourth brother Dien, who had the passion to create magic swords, and he heard Lloyd could enchant even the magic sword easily, so he wants to fulfill his dream of making magic sword himself, so he asked for Lloyd's help, but even though they tried many times, they failed every time, and later they realized that ink to write the enchantment Dien brought was super cheap, so Silpha decided to go to the dungeon with Lloyd to collect monster core to make enchantment ink. There they met Tao, and she also accompanied them there, and after getting the core, Lloyd made the ink and created several magic swords, but at night, someone infiltrated the castle that even his monster pet failed to sense, so Lloyd comes out to welcome her and made a shield to prevent her from running, but she threw off her cover and poison began to radiate from her body. Lloyd tried to purify it but failed to do so. Purify can erase all types of poison, and if it fails, it means she's using mana transfusion to bend the poison. There are very few of her kind who are born with this innate talent, and her name is Ren. She's been radiating poison from her birth, and she used it to break off the shield and told Lloyd he won't die with just this little poison, after which she ran off, and Grim then comes worrying for Lloyd, but he was using heal breathing to heal himself, so if he could move he could have stopped her, but Lloyd planned to let her lead him to her hideout. Silpha had told him at the guild that there is a group known as the Assassin Guild famous for taking shady tasks. They are 6 members and all have a bounty on their heads, but they are quite nice at hiding, plus all of them have special skills. So Lloyd was tracking Ren out as she was moving, so he went off to follow her, but there Silpha came after he left. There Ren meets her partners and tells them she found the kingdom is making magic swords in large numbers, but Ren got found out and didn't kill who caught her. So Ren says he was just a kid and she at least brought the info, but the big guy tells Ren not to behave like Jade, he's long gone, but there Lloyd got found out by Talia, and Ren couldn't believe he's moving. Big guy realized the kid is 7th prince, and rumor has it that the 7th prince acts weak but he's actually powerful, so now everyone were ready to take him down and Lloyd also took down his barrier to get a sample of their power. Lloyd easily fends off the attack from the martial arts guy. He was flexible as rubber and that's his speciality. He's known as the Rap Blighted, but someone sneaked behind Lloyd and immobilized him with words. His name is Crow, and his words contain mana, making him the Curse Blighted, and then, Lloyd dodges the punch of the big guy, but his power is spider web, he makes his body sticky with his mana. Even so, Lloyd was able to free himself from him, and their big sis took advantage of the opportunity to attack this time, but her swings were futile. So she stabbed herself, and the injury was reflected on Lloyd as well. Her name is Talia, and she can share her damages with whoever she lays her eyes on, which makes it even more exciting, but Lloyd's silence and excitement makes Talia think he's afraid, so he healed himself, and Talia got healed as well. Then Lloyd enhanced his clothes and turned it into blade and copied Silpha's swordsmanship techniques. Galio recognized that this moves are of Silver Blader, and there comes Lloyd head on and they felt the fear instantly. They tried to run out but Lloyd got the rubber guy, then Galio and Crow surrounded him but Lloyd just pulled back and Galio took the cursed words and was thrown back with Talia. There Lloyd got Crow and on the other hand Talia got her clothes stuck with Galio. Her clothes got torn off because Galio didn't notice her. But anyways, Talia could reflect the damage, but Lloyd was interested in feeling pain as well. He enjoyed getting injured when he hits her hard. And finally, only Ren was remained after he beat Galio. He was calling Ren for a fight as well, but Galio stops her because she couldn't control her power. If she fights everyone could get poisoned, and not just her. Everyone here has no control over their power and as a result, they have become outcasts. So hearing this, Lloyd slaps the back of Galio, and Ren thought Lloyd injured him badly, but actually he helped him out. And now he could control his mana. Lloyd engraved Mark into him, so that he could now freely use his powers without letting it get out of control. And then he engraved that same type of mark into everyone, and Crow was able to speak now, and Talia also saw she could now see someone and they wouldn't get hurt. Ren also stopped leaking poison, but she wasn't admitting she was happy, so Talia gave one of Ren's clothes to Lloyd, which she didn't like, but Talia said they are grateful for what Lloyd did for them, and they own him everything, so this much is fine. But Ren thinks he's snuck into their hideout and he's making weapons of war so he's an enemy, but Grim tells her that Lloyd made those weapons for fun not for war, but no normal prince makes weapons and sneaks into assassin hideout, plus it's abnormal for a goat to fly, now that's an insult, so Galio wanted to explain themselves to him. Everyone had no objections to let Lloyd know about their past, but Lloyd wasn't interested at all. Yet Galio goes in to explain how the Assassin Guild was made. By their leader who had teleportation powers, now that got him interested. Not the past but teleportation powers. Their leader was Jade and he randomly gets teleported because he also couldn't control his own powers. He just got back from the desert and told everyone he planned to make an assassin guild to take shady jobs, and he would leave that coin behind to let others know about their existence, so that one day they wouldn't have to hide anymore. Then there he goes again somewhere randomly. So that's how the Assassin Guild was formed, and then they got the news that Lord of Lordest is preparing for war, and suddenly a message arrived. Then some time passes out, and Silpha comes in tracking down Lloyd. She smelled Lloyd was there, and saw a message on the wall. She showed the message to Albert, and it was written by Lloyd that he's going off to meet Lord of Lordest with Assassin Guild. It might seem that they kidnapped Lloyd, so Dien told Albert that he can't start a war thinking astray because of this situation, and Albert thought he should now find a peaceful way to deal with Lordest. But Silpha showed Lloyd's clothes she found and that they were sticky, so Albert and Silpha got on the same page to start a war. They thought something perverted happened to Lloyd, but Lloyd was heading to Lordest territory. And that's where our episode 7 comes to an end, but if you haven't watched the previous episodes of this anime, then playlist link in the description where you could watch all the episode, so please watch it to understand the full story. Until then, take care.